Well, hello, my darlings. Back with a little treasure haul, not a great one, not a large one. I went up over the weekend to a lovely little place called Brynammon, just north of us. And first time going up for the destash, and it was such a lovely day out. It was like a community center. There was a tea room there. The quaintest little like country store type shop integrated into the place. Arts and crafts stuff, handmade stuff everywhere. It was really, really nice. So start with these bits and bobs. Had three of these, and they're just self-adhesive bits of lace. So give it a go. Yes, please. I can come and live with me. This I've picked up. I'm sure I've got this embossing folder already, but I don't have the little one or the stamp. So there's like a cameo silicone stamp in there. So I really like that. So that's coming with me. A set of sort of flower fairies. This has probably come out of a magazine or something, but it's got a few pieces of paper in the back. I think there's like 4 pieces of paper there, and an embossing folder and 2 sort of fairy stamps. Sorry, my chair is stuck on something. Oh, there we go. 2 fairy stamps. Now, I have a stash of flower fairy stuff already in a box somewhere. That's like a future rainy day sort of. I will get around to doing a fairy one day. So that can go up there with that. Some papers. Now, this, once upon a time, it says matte stack. So these are 4.5 by 6.5. I have the 12 by 12 pad of this, so I definitely can do something with them. So some of them do have that glitter effect on them, but some of these patterns are just to die for. I love these autumnal colors. So yes, please. William Morris sort of inspired pad. So again, that sort of color palette I absolutely adore. I wish I'd had this before I started the Edith. I might actually go in and steal a few bits for the Edith. We'll see. So, and this was a set of botanicals. I think they're all roses, or at least what's left in this pack is all roses. See if I can flip through this. But again, really, really lovely floral patterns and botanicals in here. Really like that. A lot of these are all roses. A few butterflies. And multiple sheets of a few of them. So yes, please. And stuck inside one of those were a handful of these. Now, I've seen these before somewhere. I'm sure I've had a couple of sheets of this in the past. Long gone now, but there's a couple of pages of each one in there, and a couple of random sort of frames there. So quite pleased with that, and a random piece of vellum. So, yes please. This is pretty much an intact pad. I don't recognize the brand of the pad. That's an old TK Maxx sticker. Old UK TK Maxx sticker. But there is some glitter stock in there. That's okay. Nothing wrong with bad paper. It can be used. It can be turned into something else. But some lovely sort of yellow and blue patterns in here, and gray. Yellow, blue, and gray. That could definitely be integrated into a project. And I thought, bees, when I saw that. So yeah, yellow and blue, and then it's got a few of these type pages in there, which are interesting. So, there's that. That's coming home with me. And then these are some random 12 by 12s that were just in the mix to make a deal on a bundle of things from a table. She actually offered me a really good deal on lots of it for the table. I just don't have room. I would have. If it had been a year and a half ago, I probably would have took the lot. But I just don't have room. Ooh, I like that one. So, there's that. And this. 12 by 12 storage box full of die cuts that have already been done. Now, look at all of that yumminess. This has taken someone ages and ages to do. They're really, really pretty. But sadly, a lot of them are tangled together. So I don't really want to go through and start pulling on things until I'm ready to, oh, that did come out. Until I'm ready to sort of divide and conquer them and see. None of them will go to waste unless they're too badly damaged. Because ones that I don't use, I could take into Craft Club. There's about 24 of us in Craft Club, and I've got no doubt that some of the ladies there might appreciate them. Do cards and things. So some of them have been sort of themed and put together, and multiples of some have been all stuck in baggies together. But I haven't lifted too much in here. Some of them are tangled up. So I've just got to sit one evening with the lap desk and go through and see what I can find towards the bottom in here. And even some of the broken ones, I'm thinking I could collage onto something and make it sort of all the broken bits look more bespoke. But right now, they're all a bit tangled. So, and transporting them probably didn't help either. So they've probably slid around in there. So I'm going to put the lid back on that and pop that out of the way. So, pleased with that. And fabric. Now, it was a great deal. There were a lot of fabric there, but not for really what I was looking for. I'll come back to that. This piece is all a bit Willy Wonka, where it's been cut. But there's enough. So I got like a wider piece there. There's a skinnier piece that's been cut off. And then there's another wider piece on the other end. Which is fine for me because I can patchwork this in to probably get a couple of covers out of it. But it's just black and white text, all related to sewing. So iron, bobbin, thread, applique, fabric, needle, hem, drape, buttons, that kind of thing. So no, I was quite pleased with that. I'm not going to try to fold that up again. And underneath that, I found one of these. It's ever so faded. It is sort of a white and grey, but it's like old, see if I can hold it up, see if it'll focus. It's like old time card type sort of repeating pattern on there. But I just gravitate to it straight away. So every scrap of that will get used. And I was like, oh, do you have any more? No, that came off the back of a calendar, she said. So, okay. You imagine that tea dyed now, or coffee dyed. It'll be lush. So I've sort of went over to the next table over, and then I had a shout. She found the second one. So I've got two pieces now of that, the same size, that I can play with. I'm very pleased with that. I'll make sure I put it somewhere safe. And I had Edith holding on the brain when I went up last weekend, because that's the one I'm working on right now. And this piece of brown velvet was in there. I have no idea. This was definitely, I think it was curtains. It's a fairly thick sort of brown velvet, but I love the color. It's such a rich color. It needs a bit of a clean and a debobbling, because it's full of fluff and everything. And there's no doubt there is sort of bits there where something has been removed. So it's got a hem on one side. So whether that was a piece of trim that went all the way down that's been unstuck, I don't know. But on the bottom then, I've noticed there's this little bit of sun bleaching. So I think it was a pair of curtains, or it was something that was definitely getting sunlight from a window. So I like that. So whether that's a candidate for the Edith, I don't know. But it will go on some project. And of course, this was, I think, 50 pence in the box underneath, and that's a thinner sort of cotton. But I quite like, it sort of ties in. It would be nice on the inside of a book cover to tie in with sort of that chocolatey brown. So I thought, 50 pence, yes, come on, come home with me. And the last piece of fabric here, I thought was this color. That sort of soft, really soft brushed cotton feel to it. Until I got it home and opened it up and realized it's satin. It's satin on the other side. So it's very shiny indeed. Not a great big piece, but a big enough piece, only slightly bigger than my mat here. So, but I could experiment on it, can I? Or I could just use the reverse side of that sort of brushed brown cotton. Again, I think 50 pence I paid for it. So that's coming home with me. So I don't know if you can de-gloss that kind of satin by grunging it. I don't know. I don't know how it would take stamping, but as a piece to play with, yes please. And the last few little bits and bobs here. I did leave these out. These weren't from the destash. These are from the range in the UK now. So the autumn things are out in the range. So I just wanted to shout out any UK shoppers out there. This was mixed in the back of the box of that sort of autumnal. They look like berries almost. But I absolutely love it. I was going through the box, and there was a pumpkin one, and there's this, and there's that. And I'm fussed on that because a lot of that sort of pumpkin, all the pumpkins are facing, it's directional in because they're all facing one way or one direction. But this is very omnidirectional. So on the end of a tag as a closure, it's not going to matter what direction you go into it. But they were all in the back of the box. But I thought, yes, I'll have 3. And 99 pence, I think they were. So I am going to cut some of this off. 99 pence, you get 2 meters. And I am going to tea stain some of this, I think. And this was all from the destash. That is, faux suede leaves. This is a Creative Expressions, but the label here looks very, very old to me. Made in Taiwan. There's no metric on it. So it's 1 inch by 6 yards. So don't ask me to convert that now in my head. I can't. No. Because it's not quite, a yard is not quite a meter. I can't remember which one's longer. I think a yard is longer than a meter, but I might be wrong. But the feel of this leaf trim, it is incredibly soft. Very, very soft. Sort of that suede effect. And yes, thank you. You can come with me. I'd love to do another forest theme journal. That's definitely on my list of doing another forest. There's so many ideas. There's not enough time. And these, I think a few pence I paid for those. They're just little pink butterflies. Little pink lace butterflies. Held together with safety pins. So they're all individual ones. And 2 little bobbins here on like old-fashioned wooden dolly pegs. Let's have a look at this one. That's the back. Ooh, I like that. That's lovely. Not that I need any more lace, darlings. My lace is like letting the genie out of a bottle. I pulled the lace out and it's everywhere. It absolutely goes everywhere. So, yes, please, 50 pence. You can come with me. It says 1.5 meters. And it does look like there's a fair bit on there. So, and then the second one also says 1.5 meters. Let's have a look. That's the back. That's the front. Ooh, that's pretty as well. That sort of, and it's already got that sort of vintage tone to the colors as well. Lovely. There's probably a meter and a half on that one as well. I never thought to use these dolly pegs. That's a good idea. Because I use book pages to put mine away. Because I can put the book pages back. If that makes sense. So, and then another one I had sort of as a bundle is 3 containers of brads. So that first one is just all different tones of the mini brads. So I'm quite pleased with those. I do have quite a lot of metal brads at the moment because the range had them on clearance not long back. So I topped up my little pot of them. These look like mini ones as well, but they've got like bunnies and other little embellishments in them. So, not sure. But there are ones in here, teeny tiny mini brads, that are shaped like buttons. They've got little 2 tiny little holes in them, like a button. So pleased with that one. And this one is, all sorts. Check this out in there for a minute. I've got strawberries, ballerinas, cupcakes, bows, different colors, a ship. There's a ship in there, a few ships, and all sorts. But mixed in with these, where's that piece of paper gone? Mixed in with these were knot brads. Get a few of them out here and I'll show you. Are they? Yeah. There's a few out here. There's another one. There's another one. And I thought, all different colors. And I thought, what on earth? So circles and squares. Yeah? But there's snaps on the back. They're actually little metal snaps. You know, like clothing snaps. So I've never really played with snaps in journaling. Because you wouldn't necessarily, I guess you'd sew that bit on, the snap bit on, and just snap closures. So we'll see. I don't know. Not something I've ever used. I have heard of them being used, like regular clothing snaps, but I've not used them in relation to like paper or anything. So we'll see. And the last stall, then I've mentioned these ladies before, try it again, Faith. I mentioned these ladies before, Moonglow. Moonglow, they are on Facebook. I know they're setting up there's a big destash coming up later. I cannot remember if she said it's October or November, in Barrie, down south of Cardiff. So I want to look that one up. But they're going to go set up again. And they've just got loads of beads, jewelry making findings, everything. Trays and trays and trays and trays and trays of them. So, little white bags like this, little white sweetie bags, fill a bag for $5. So, I got some pretties. I got some lovely pretties. So, a few of these I've left, because all the little trays they've got are these little baggies. All different kinds of beads, any beads you can think of. So, but this last trip, they had, let's see, they had a few pendants, which, quite blingy, but, so I picked those up. I've got an orange one, a sort of very pale pink, and 3 reds. So these are already ready to go on the end of a dangle or charm. I had these sort of charm beads already there because they're already just ready to go on. Oh, these are double-ended. Some of them are double-ended. Ah, I see. So some of those have got a jump ring on the top and the bottom. and some of them have a bead on the bottom and a jump ring on the top. So I guess you could piggyback them or chain them together then. So no, pleased with that. A few more of those. And then just some bog standards. There's some tube ones in there that have got a slight curl to them. And a couple of those larger ones that I fancy the look of. And no, happy with that. And the last one, I was so excited. I only bought 3. I wish I'd picked up a couple more. So as you can see, they're marked 50 pence a piece, or you can do the whole fill a bag thing. But this is a closure, but it's a leaf closure, and the little toggle bar, like a toggle closure. So it's shaped like a leaf, and then you've got that little delicate bar then to slide in that hole of the leaf to act as your closure. So it would close basically looking like that. And I just thought they're so pretty and so delicate looking. And you imagine something like an elvish journal or a fairy journal with that as a closure. So these are staying in their little packets so that little toggle bit doesn't get separated. Because if they go in one of these containers, that's it. I'll have no hope of finding both pieces. So these are staying wrapped together. So that's all from me for now. I am nearly ready to start the cover for the Edith. But I'm trying to clear the decks before I start on the cover and decide what I'm doing. So I thought, I got to clear the decks. I've got to get this stuff put away. But I wanted to film it first before I put it away. And share with you all. So thank you ever so much for watching. And I hope all of you are doing well. And enjoying your crafting, and I wish you all the best luck in your treasure hunting. So take care, darlings. Hope to see you back again soon. Bye for now.